All right, let's dive on in here. This is a deck I've not seen before. It's a viewer submission like most of our things that was cut the line into today. It is an aggressively slanted deck featuring Zed and Katarina as the champion. So Zed here is a fantastic aggressive champion that says, summon a living shadow when I attack that mirrors my stats. So this card's especially good with things that pump it up, because if you pump this, the shadow that it summons also gets pumped. Has quick attack, so good at attacking through potential blockers, and strikes first when attacking, and then levels when his shadows have struck twice. His leveled mode's a little bit bigger, so the shadow's a little bit bigger. And then he also copies any keywords on him to his shadow. Thanks for the link, Lawyer. I'll have to take a look at that later. Bookmarked. Katarina is our second champion here, who also has quick attack. When we play out her base level, she creates a fleeting Blade's Edge that could deal 1 damage to something. She levels when she strikes once, so she's probably one of the easier champions in the game to level up overall, because her quick attack means that when she hits first in combat, she strikes and levels up, which then recalls her back to your hand. And then her leveled mode is a little bit bigger, and then every time you play her, she rallies, which lets you gain another attack. So this can give you an extra attack if it's normally your attack, or it can give you an attack step on your opponent's turn. When she strikes, she also recalls herself when leveled. So if you have 8+ mana, she can actually give you multiple rallies in a turn. So the goal of this deck, I'm told, is to play elusive units out as well as large things like Trifarian here, and then get multiple attack steps via rallies. Yeah, Katarina is one that we played as like 1 and 2-ofs in other Runeterra decks before, and she's felt a little bit underwhelming. Yes, Rally gives you another combat on your turn, assuming you've already attacked. So you can't stack multiple attacks up, but if you've already attacked and then rally, you get to attack again. Let's go ahead and pop on into some matches here with this. We are Diamond 4 after yesterday's stream. Opponent is playing Gangplank Hecarim, which is a bit of a brew. I think I'm going to keep this hand. Probably something more mid-rangey or controlling. Hecarim could be something aggressive, but definitely not really a format staple. Thanks for being a positive vocal critic in the Magic Arena community. Just wanted to show my support because I'm not a sub on the platform for me. Thanks for the biddies, RW. I appreciate that. Glory Seeker is a card I always kind of have mixed feelings about. It dies to a lot of common removal in the format, but it does trade up nicely because it has Challenger, so it can force things to block it. Legion Drummer pairs really well with this. Support, give my support ally quick attack, so lets this these two team up together. I think I'm gonna play the Glory Seeker here so I can give this +1/+1, but I don't think I'm gonna attack in with this and trade it for the 2/2. Now the downside here is if they have something like Parlay or Make It Rain, this does just die. I'm gonna go ahead and offer the trade here. So again, combat in this game is similar to Magic, where you declare attacks and then they declare blocks, with the caveat that blocking is only 1-to-1, so you can't stack block like in Magic. This game has a ton of back and forth and decisions to make every turn because both players play every turn in this game. And past both players playing every turn, you also draw a card every turn. So between drawing a card every turn and not having lands in your deck that are blanks like in Magic, the amount of action the average deck has is much higher. Huh? I'm just gonna play the other Trifarian out here and just start beating them down. These can't block, but they provide solid aggression. Yeah, blocking only being 1-to-1 and damage remaining on units over turns makes it so boards don't gum up nearly as much as Magic, which is nice. Now, with this Powder Keg here adding a damage to my opponent's skills, we could see a Make It Rain finish this off, but that's still basically a 2-for-1, so I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, in Magic, it's frequently right. Oh, that's new. They added the bit badges to the chat overlay for Streamlabs. I wonder when that got added. I feel like those weren't there before. Looks like bit badges and sub icons are there now. It's nice.
Neither the flames nor the depths could claim me.
I'm just bouncing him here.
Hey, Krabby. That's my resting face.
That's my resting face. And I think we just open on attacks here, and we'll hook these kegs into my elusive. So, units can attack the turn you play them in Runeterra, but it's frequently correct to attack before playing anything, because if you attack before playing anything, your opponent doesn't get a chance to play out blockers. So, if you attack first, you don't give them a chance to add to their board when you're ahead on board. Now, they could play a burn spell out before these blow up, which means I don't get to hook these, but they don't have a burn spell right now. These kegs die. Yeah, the kegs stack up, so there's 2 of them here. So their next burn spell is going to deal +2 if they have one here before these get beaten up. Are the game sounds low for people? It's pretty good. Game sounds are totally fine. Cool. They were balanced in my headphones. Just wanted to double check. Getting to the point where we have enough mana for Katarina to be really good here. You are our mate. Thanks for the support. That's a decent pickup. If they attack with Gangplank here, I might block and then burst, huh?
Oh, you're in for it.
I guess if they have a deal one here, the Powder Keg lets them kill this and then overwhelms. Maybe this is bad because of the Powder Keg. Morning, Glop. Afternoon. I'm not used to starting as late as I am yet. How was Magic today? The deck we played was okay, but it was built incorrectly, so the games weren't particularly fantastic. I'm going to open on attacks here. Again, so they can't add to their board. When this hits, we get to rally. So we'll get to return here, which can let us rally and attack again, which is nice. Yeah, we can rally twice this turn, potentially. With the 8 mana. Depends on what they have here. They could also have a removal spell for Katrina.
Destroying won't do any good. I'll cut my name into ya. Crying won't do any good.
They'll never know what killed us.
Why does duplicate matter for jumpstart since you know exactly what's... You don't know what exactly is in each pack. There's a variety of things that can be in each pack.
They cannot strike what they cannot see.
There's a set list of things each pack could have cards from, but each pack is not exactly the same. So, Cat comes into play in rallies here, so we get a sword. That's super unfortunate.
Night falls.
Probably dead here. Yeah, opponent had a lot of sweepers there. The turn we got hit with the deal one to everything, and then into the box was pretty brutal. I think we could have beaten one sweeper there, but the second was a little much. Opponent playing Braum Swain, which is probably something on the mid-range control spectrum. Probably don't want Guillotine in a matchup like this. I'm gonna shuffle the Kinko back as well and try and find a decent 2-drop since we're attacking on evens. So this won't have elusive next turn, but I want to use my mana here. Remember, the mana you bank as spell mana is exactly that, spell mana. So you can't use it you can't use it for units. So if I want to go 1-drop into 2-drop, I have to play the 1-drop on their turn. Yeah, I am genuinely excited to, like, not have to play against or concede to Nexus of Fate in Historic. That will be a huge step up for sure.
Come on in.
So I think we play Zed here, and then next turn we can Katarina and have her Fleeting's Blades edge the Archer, which is great.
Never.
Avalanche would be very bad for us. You're not wrong.
Knocked and ready.
Yes, Rush is also good with the 5-1 down the line. So interesting that they frostbit this instead of Zed. Okay, they have another one. I think I'm okay trading this for the 3-3. I guess I could attack with this too. I'm okay trading this for a 3-1. Yeah, I should probably attack with the 2-1 here as well. Yeah, I'll probably make something about Runeterra cards when they start dropping new stuff.
Cannot be excuses for
We'll will this back to their hand, and then we'll open on attacks next turn.
my arrow won't miss. This one's trouble.
It depends on the ordering, pal bam. So if you pump something after you get frostbitten, you do get the pump.
I'll protect the villages.
Do I want to Zed Shadow Shift this? I think I do. And I could might this to level Zed. So I'm aware if I would have mighted this before blocks, this would have also gotten bigger. But notably, if I do that, my Zed Shadow when Zed's not leveled does not gain the Overwhelm keyword. So if I do that, my opponent gets to block the Shadow and deny me leveling Zed. So by playing the pump spell after blocks are declared, I get to level my champion up, which is what I'm looking to do. So better in some ways, worse in others.
To see what others cannot.
That's true too. It would also potentially encourage them to sequence differently. I think I'm playing this out as a jump blocker for Swain here.
An unstoppable force. Defend the Empire. Keep formation.
No going back.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Bestow upon them the gifts of our empire.
This might
And now that Zed is leveled, the Shadows will have his keywords. So now we get to say, okay, attack with these, might this. The Shadow's gonna be a 7 with Overwhelm now. We're about 20 minutes into this one. Second game, I think. Solid game.
They will all learn to feel my order.
Feel my order. Zed's a really sweet champion. Thanks, Blitz Legend. This deck could want a third Might. Yeah, Might's pretty good. The Power music's good. I like the variety, though. I might actually buy another board to get more variety in. Mulligan Might. The rest of these seem okay. Would I use an option that randomly selects my board for each match? Yeah, 100%.
The dead don't need riches.
I think that would be a good feature. How was Modern? The core deck idea seemed good. The build that was submitted had issues that directly cost us 2 of the 3 matches we played, so I stopped playing.
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
I think we're just willing here. I guess I could play this as on defense. Maybe that's the line. So, Misfortune here deals a damage to my Nexus and all of my battling allies. I think I have to play this on defense. How does cat level work on defense? Do we still get her back? Not if she trades. And quick attack only works when attacking, so it doesn't work defensively. I'm gonna deal a damage here, so this way my 2-power things can attack into her. And we can kill her with guillotine next turn, potentially. They're about to get make it rained. That's super unfortunate. Yeah, quick attack not working on defense is one of the many fantastic decisions and deviations from Magic the Gathering that make the games not gum up and feel bad like they do in Magic frequently. Are your champions shuffled into your deck at the beginning? How do they work? Yeah, champions are just cards you put in your deck, Texas Horror. The way champions differ from other normal cards is that your deck can only have 6 total champions in it. We are super dead because this can't block. Our deck is definitely a get ahead, stay ahead aggro deck. We don't really have a lot of catch up mechanic or interaction here. I mean, without a doubt, it would be easier for Wizards of the Coast to balance things if they could modify card text. Like, that's just, like, objectively true. That their game, from a balance perspective, would be better off if they could balance cards. That being said, I think Wizards doesn't even do a very good job of using their ban list tools that they have. Nice stream. Elusive Challenger. Haven't seen that art before. It's pretty good.
What's today's lesson?
Not going to take this trade here because this can be bigger down the line. It gets bigger whenever we summon an ally until end of turn.
Everything's better with company.
Says you. Nothing can stop me.
Fear beyond.
Woof.
Sweep the leg.
I guess I'll attack this in because Guillotine can finish it. Yeah, Omen Hawk is one of the stronger 1-drops in the game for sure.
Let us get going.
Ready, willing, and learning.
First we fight.
We should be friends. Vermin.
Focus. Focus.
Hang on, sir.
Left foot. Left foot.
So I can kill Braum here, but again, like, we're kind of behind at this point. It feels like it's going to be tough to catch back up.
The dark beckons.
Alright, that's a decent pickup. It's basically a removal spell.
Blessed by snow and stars.
I've dressed for the occasion. In red.
Perfect.
Face me.
Works out well for us here. Yep. Trading our 2-drop for their 6-drop is good tempo. Or 5-drop.
Fuse is lit.
Well, I guess we play this on defense.
You cannot escape.
Okay.
This would be a good winter.
Yep. So I could get this going and like rally this turn and gain 4. I could also just play this and get elusive threats going though. Like playing her out and rallying when I have more attackers is more valuable. Yeah, the fact that Cat bounces back up and leaves me with no board presence is a big deal.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Yep. I'm actually pretty happy they decided to trade this instead of having this eat this. I think I'm happy with this exchange overall. It shrinks the board down a little bit. The fact that this card can't block's been super relevant. We keep getting on the back foot in some of these games and then not having a way to do anything with it. That is a big hawk. Speaking of back foots.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
I have the name. I need the reputation.
Never.
Hey, puppy. Thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
His eyes see all.
Defend the Empire.
This would be a good winter.
Okay. Glass half full. Didn't die that combat step. This is fleeting, so we need to use it.
Go unseen. Try me.
So she strikes and then comes back to our hand. These trade. I take 2. Yeah, we're gonna get to attack a couple times here.
Day's lesson.
No going.
So this rallies. That's an interesting thought, Wolfie. If we poke this, it doesn't get a free block on Cat. Hey, thanks for the half a year, Brian. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So we're gonna attack with these two. This will come back to our hand. We'll play her. We'll rally again. This will be a 3/3.
An auspicious season.
I found my family, my Platzian. Fine, fine. My friend.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Strike for the balance. Feel the face.
Possibly don't attack with Cat to leave her as a blocker. No, I think that's not good enough.
Blessed by snow.
Because I need, like, she doesn't have quick attack when blocking, which is a big deal.
Vermin.
Eyes open.
Back up.
I mean, yeah, I think Cat's gonna win us this game, right?
Only fools hesitate.
Like, this was like Cat was really impressive here. We just open on attacks next turn? Yeah, I did not. No! We were so close. We were so close. Oh, man. Rough. Triferian's been kind of poop. I don't know. Let's play another game or two with it and see how we feel. As a longtime viewer at YouTube here, agree 100% with the reaction jumpstart video, but I'm here for the side. Where is it? Sure. Let's try and race. We're on the play.
Ready, willing, and learn.
I have my orders.
And punch!
Everything's in place.
Oh, you're in for it.
I think we want to just trade here. Try and race them with elusive stuff.
Resting face. For the hand!
I have the best job.
Noxus!
This is gonna hurt for you.
Really? They have a deal one here? That block surprises me. I'll take it, but that surprises me.
We ride for Noxus!
Everything's better with company.
Says you. Viking!
The world awaits! Forward!
Alright, so we're hoping not to get burned out.
Victory requires a sharp blade. Sharpen the blades, secure the kill.
Yeah, probably a Darius in our future.
It's Draven time.
Cut him down!
Face me! You're mine. Remember me.
Are we dead to Draven? I think we're dead to Draven, right? Because we're at 10, and I can only block 2. And he's going to level to a 10-6. Or not Draven, Darius. We're not actually not dead to Draven. We're dead to Darius, though.
Bloodshed begins.
Axes coming right up.
Defend the Empire! Formation!
That's a good thought. Putting quick attack on the one with Draven because of transfusion. Alright. We raced that really well in part because of the 5-4.
See ya.
You could have killed Darius with Blade plus Guillotine. So, not the way the stack in this game works. So, something that's important to know about the stack in this game is that you have to resolve the entire thing. So, if they had had Darius on that last turn, they could have played Darius, and then I could have played Katarina, and then they would go to attacks with Darius, and I can't deal 1 damage to him, let it resolve, and then guillotine it. I would have to deal 1 damage to it before they get to combat, so that way I can guillotine it inside of combat. Right? Because I can't target Darius with guillotine until he has damage on him, right? This game checks when you try to put something on the stack and on resolution. Correct. Okay, good. I want to make sure I have a good grasp on that. Just Braum, mono-colored Braum. I think our hand's actually pretty good, so I'm gonna keep it. Look at how sad he is, chat. He's just so lonely. He's just such a lonely little poro. Out there in the cold all on his own. Are the champions usually the most powerful cards in the game? Not strictly. The champions are usually the most, like, novel or interesting cards in the game, but they aren't strictly the most powerful. There's been a number of decks that have been competitive, probably 3 or 4 that don't play any champions at all. I am not going to attack this into here because Katarina's Fleeting Blade will let us kill this later, so I don't have to trade something for it.
In Avarosa's name.
Silent as death.
Look at how scary he is! Big scary Poro. Are you afraid, chat? You should be afraid.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Sinister Poro means business. Hey, look at how happy he is!
Rome is on the job.
It's just a day.
So, this regenerates. So, even though I could level Cat here, I think I just wait, because I don't really want to attack into here and give them a Poro to attack with next turn. You just smack for 5. Zed plus Might's a good pickup.
Many tribes under one.
Demacia. We're actually going to play a Demacia mid-range deck up next. We're going to play some Luxien after this. I think that archetype's super reasonable.
What do you call that technique?
First we fight. This is fun, yes?
I think I'm going to kill Braum here. I guess if they have an elixir there, they could blow us out, but like, getting to kill Braum and deny them the Poro is a pretty big deal, even if that card would be nice with Zed next turn.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
I walk your path alone.
The reason I'm continuing to use RTX voice, even though it doesn't like when I get pitchy, is because the reason why I set up RTX voice to begin with is because I have an air conditioner running, because we get up to 100-degree days in Central Illinois.
They should.
So it also does what it's intended to do, which is make you not hear my air conditioner when it runs.
This is our homeland.
I could play the 5-1 and then like not attack with something, but I think this is fine too. I have to leave, like, the 2-2 at home to do that. Maybe that's better. It was a total of 6 people, Walker M, that checked Runeterra and no Magic formats. 6 out of, like, 900 respondents. I'm gonna do this, because it keeps Zed alive. As it lets Zed quick strike down this. Force an extra.
No one gets in my way.
Left foot, left foot.
Yeah, maybe playing this was better.
That one run off.
Our myriad of things that can't block continue to roll in.
How can Brom help?
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
My shield is over your best. Today we fight as one.
They're gonna get another Poro. Another mighty Poro from this.
For the Empire!
If we draw an elusive thing next turn, we might be okay, but even that's gonna be a tough sell.
Nothing can stop me. Follow along, little ones. My friend, you are lucky man.
Friends?
It is easy, see?
I don't know. Katarina kind of feels like the thing that's been good when we do the thing with the deck. Like the rest of the deck's been a little bit clunky. Like our lack of ability to be interactive when we play from behind is tough. The fact that 6 of our threats can't block means that like as soon as we get a little bit behind, we can't like play to the board and play defensively at all. So Karma Ezreal, their control deck. I'm gonna mulligan the Lifeblade and try and find a 2-drop here. Perfect. Attacking on evens with Zed in our opener feels bad, but that's what it is. I think that's accurate, Pelly. What other removal spells are in our colors? What are? Oh, Culling Strike. Yeah, Culling Strike's a good one, right? That's Noxious. I think that's a good recommendation. What's the best deck? Karma, Easy, or Heimer V? I'm really not a fan of Heimer Vi. Been pretty underwhelmed by it. Can you link me to Riot sharing data? I would like to retweet and praise them.
Nothing can stop me.
Links are enabled in chat. I think writing Heimer V off as skill testing is a good way to say that it's not actually very good, but if you're good, you can win with it. Yeah, I think I agree with Gremlin there. I think if you're looking for best control deck, my picks would be Brahmanivia, Easy Karma, or I think some of the War Mother control decks are actually very reasonable.
The Yordle here is with me.
It's like when deliberate play just means slow play. Yeah, basically.
No going back.
Per Willie Edel on Twitter, for people that care about Magic stuff, apparently the total prize pool for 2020-2021 Magic organized play is $2.1 million in prize pool for just MPL and Rivals players, and $750,000 for everybody else. So the total prize pool for non-MPL, non-Rivals players is less than half of the MPL plus Rival pool. I really like the Ashe mid-range decks. We played Ashe Lux yesterday. I was also really impressed with that. Ashe in general has just been a super reasonable champion. Really has the power to like punch the clock and kill people out of nowhere in a way that feels powerful.
Sharpen the blades, secure the kill. You are mine.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Will you participate in the upcoming Twitch Rivals? No.
Ready, willing, and learning.
The Runeterra Rivals thing that's coming up is like a split game thing, and I don't play Teamfight Tactics or League of Legends.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Yeah, I am not multi-talented. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Are you supposed to be here?
The way they're doing the multiple games for Rivals is actually really sweet, though. Hopefully, having it be multiple games is a good way to, like, have like some of the League of Legends audience check out the other products. Obviously, the League audience is much older and larger, so a good way for them to get cross promotion there. Players will like watch Runeterra because like League players are trying it, etc. It's a good way to bring more people into the ecosystem. Yep.
Hang on, Cern.
Cut him down.
Excuse you.
Still just dead, right? Yeah, I'm gonna swap these guillotines out. Guillotine's definitely been super mediocre. I think Culling Strike's in a really good position in the format right now. Since they buff Braum, being able to kill things like Braum and Swain is really good in Ezreal. The fact that Guillotine has to mostly be paired with something else to be useful has been super mediocre. Oh, that's an okay stat. That's an okay... Yeah, but this is a pretty okay thing if we want something that can block on occasion rather than Trifarian. Let's try that too. Having so many things that don't block's been a little bit medium. I have a sword and I have a Jinx. Let's switch to the Jinx. We're using the Jinx board. Fizz Teemo. Mulligan that interactive spell. So Teemo, every time he hits us, he plants some mushrooms in our deck. Oh, it is Amazonian. You can probably watch this stream from both sides if she's streaming.
The world awaits! Forward! Found one!
So I think we're going to... What's more likely to kill Teemo? Would I rather Katarina or get Glory Seeker going? I think I want to get Glory Seeker going. It's a little bit less resource efficient, but using Katarina doesn't really add to my board. The Legion Drummer here can give this quick attack, so Glory Seeker won't trade for this. It'll kill it inside of combat, and this is all assuming they don't have a removal spell here. The downside to going with this line is that they have something like a Make It Rain. They get to kill this and blow us out. It's a little unfortunate. It means I have to trade now, but I think this is a trade I want to make. Getting a beam on my 2-drop there also isn't a terrible exchange for us, which is nice.
Wait. I can learn from watching you.
Sure.
I am the blade.
I think we'll probably open on attacks next turn. I played the casino deck. Yeah, I have. You can find a video up on my website and YouTube channel with that one. 5 damage to Timo is not overkill, it's justice. Yeah, Dream. The MTG arena tools are just tracking things you could be manually tracking. People that get upset over things like people using the arena tool are just salty babies. Technology is great. Use it.
They cannot strike what they cannot see.
What if you want to all-in combo people and punish people for not playing enough Doom Blades? In which game? Hippity? Is that a deck? Yeah, the Kinko Elusives, if you're looking for something aggressive. If you want something more combo-focused, Easy Karma. Easy Karma.
Investigating officer, Unit 6.
The dark beckons.
The dark beckons.
I've got to leave.
I think we're just doing this. Someone on the Runeterra Discord put people using mobility sex trackers an unfair advantage that should be addressed.
Still taking notes. There's criminals to pursue.
Logic and caution separate us from malefactors.
Our opponent is very excitable. I think I'm gonna go sparring suited into 3-drop, smash them.
Oh, if mushrooms.
Yeah, I agree. Send in the tanks, chat.
There's another one.
Beep, beep.
Beg your pardon?
I've got questions.
I'm gonna resume trade with all the tanks here.
No outsiders.
Get excited here maybe for our lead tank.
I've always been a fun guy.
Should I rush to save a tank? That's a good thought. Yeah, I think you're right. Drew a mushroom. So this gives Fizz elusive, but I have an elusive champ here, so it's like not a big deal.
It's too late for you.
Just gonna take this hit here, I think. Shoot up, sure.
Let the bloodshed begin.
We're gonna spew a little bit of mana here. But I think that's fine. I want to play this next turn so that way I can pump these up. And this will also have elusive next turn. I'm going to get, we get a couple combat steps in. Because this is going to rally here, hopefully.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Yeah, they might also die to Might here.
Why are you here?
Roar.
They'll never
If I
know
pumped
what
this,
to
was it lethal? Probably. That's gonna be lethal either way with this replaying rate. I guess this exposes us to a deal 1-for-1.
never.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Yeah, Parley's a real card they can play. Yep, yeah, Katrina's leveled mode rallies when you play her, which gives you another combat step. And then she always comes back to your hand when she strikes. Iona Noxious. Howdy, Amazonian. So, I think I'm gonna bottom the will. This is actually probably useful for killing one of their things. I think I'm just gonna mulligan that one to keep the rest. Yeah, I managed it diamond yesterday.
Never see me coming.
Quietly. Putting it on the mark.
Tradesies.
Coming in hot!
They'll never see me coming.
Got something for 'em?
Part of me wants to not block here. Oh, they're just ending. That's perfect. So now I get to do this. Who makes a Blade's Edge to kill this? Well, joke's on you. I'm saying Noxus. Noxious. Get got. And like, exchange feels a little bit bad, but they basically traded 2 cards for my Katrina, right? So like...
Hang on, Buzzball.
Hey,
The Yordle here's with me. Quietly. Everything's better with company.
I mean, tying lands to the event is not a big deal. That's something that's been done in the past and is like, fine. Tying cosmetics to an event is fine. Making people play in an event to get cards for constructed is not fine. Just to be clear on where I stand.
Silent as death. Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
We actually played a Fizz Teemo deck that felt somewhat reasonable. Was it last week, I think, Amazonian? There's a lot of good tools that work with both those champs.
Order.
Slide on up the ladder. How do you feel about the 5/1 Challenger card? It's playable. I don't think it's anything to write home about, but... Did you see the prize support, Matthew? Holy crap. So remember when I said that competitive paper magic had a shelf life? Competitive magic in general is just like off the table, right? We're done here, GG's.
Down from the trees.
Down from the trees. They announced the prize support for the 2021 competitive Magic year.
don't get in my way.
Spoilers, it's not great. Just gonna pass for now because I don't want them to hook any of these other things, I don't think.
Burn away the shadows.
Top heavy, the prize support for MPL players is 2/3 of the total prize support for the year. MPL plus rivals is 2/3 of the total money they're putting into the system.
Pledge yourselves to the shadows.
Which doesn't leave a lot for actual events. Although who knows? Maybe we'll see some more of those. Maybe we'll see some more of the arena open type things.
Catch me if you can.
You're mine.
We fall as one.
No, it's not for it. 2/3 of the money, Vernash, isn't for events with the MPL players in it. It's 2/3 of the money is for the MPL. So only like 1/3 of the money they're putting into their system is for tournaments that people can qualify for. Because the MPL players are also in the tournaments that everybody else qualifies for.
Fortune favors the bold.
It's whatever. There'll be a bunch of GP grinders that'll be upset about it, so it'll be kind of amusing, but like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really have any bearing on my life, because I wasn't really going to touch Wizards competitive stuff anyways.
I could learn from watching you.
Yeah, calling strike is much better than guillotine. To set up a bit of a low bar. Would I rather Kinko? I think so. Gain some life here. We get to attack with this as a 3/3. How does double attack and overwhelm interact in Runeterra? Exactly how it works in Magic.
Stand down.
Exactly how trample double strike works in Magic. Alright, we're about to get combat tricked here, I assume.
A delicious challenge.
Yep. Barrier saves. Save Senna. Will of Iona is actually a great pickup here because it'll let us reset this because recalling sets removes all modifiers or something, so I'll have to level this up again, which is nice. Or have to get it bonused again.
Slow down, will you?
Slow down, will you?
Silent as death.
I suppose. Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong because I should have waited for them to attack. Not because they can replay her, but because they probably would have supported her.
Can't fight on an empty stomach.
Oh, you're in for it.
I did see that, Beansy. It made me chuckle. So we just have a ton of elusive power next turn. We get to go Green Glade Duo into Yusare and then attack with 4 elusives.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
The blanked out dots here show you how much mana you have this turn. So you can just add 1. I do wish there was some kind of number here. Once you get past like 4 or 5, it can be hard to see. Orange County, CA just announced that they're in favor of schools opening the fall with no face coverings and no social distancing. I live about an hour from Orange County. It's going to be a total crap show. Schools in the United States this fall are going to be... Christy and I have already been talking about how we're going to be scheduling her when she goes back to work versus what my stream schedule is going to be so we can reasonably homeschool the kids. Because regardless of if the school's open in my area, my kids will not be attending. Orange County is more conservative than a lot of areas in the South. It's wild. Yep. Remember, if you live in the United States, register to vote. Vote in the fall. Your local elections really matter too.
Let me at 'em.
They'll never see me coming.
My wife was a teacher in South California, and she quit today rather than go back to work in the fall. That's good. I'm glad that you're in a position to be able to do that, Royal Rainbow. I'm really hoping that many teachers organize walkouts for the fall if they're going to be forced to go back to school. Please don't make it rain, opponent.
Found one.
We need homeschool streams, something like that. I hope for the sake of people that live in Canada, they keep the border closed too. I don't want people in Canada to have to endure the stress and frustration that we're enduring here in the United States currently. Yep. It's now illegal for teachers to walk out here in OK. How does that work? How could you make it a how could that be? I'm not a lawyer, but like
Never lost a fair game. I'm a people person.
I can learn from watching you. They picked the wrong row.
they can be sued because they agreed not to.
I will play my part.
I feel like there has to be some type of counter legal action over forcing people to work in unsafe environments. I don't know. I mean, not everybody's in a position to just be able to quit. Like, even my wife and I, right? Like, we're very fortunate and incredibly privileged to, like, be able to say, hey, we can just afford to not send our kids to school in the fall. Like, there are a lot of people where that's just not an option for them.
Unstoppable force.
All or nothing.
Like, it's only an option for us because we're upper middle class. Like, that's just the reality of it.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Is this beating us up?
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
What's today's lesson?
Hey, Zap! Need a hand? Can't say no to Fizz.
No going back.
Okay, so we need to pressure them here, right? And honestly, I can attack with everything because I have this Blade's Edge to deal the third point of damage here.
No gills, no entry.
No kills, no entry.
We live here.
This might hurt.
This worked out better than expected.
Violence solves everything.
Twisted Fates at 4 of 8 cards here. If they have pick a card, they're going to get to level him next turn, which is unfortunate. Yeah.
An auspicious season.
Good chance we're doing this.
I guess you can win them all.
Well, I have a calling strike here, so like it depends on how much value they can get here right off the bat. What type of PC setup am I on? Just a gaming computer. I have this that can theoretically block Fizz. An i7 8700K and NVIDIA 2080 Super graphics card and 32 gigs of RAM.
Who says I don't share?
Formation.
Gaming computer, like I said. So this is elusive at least, and threatens to trade with this. We'll have a few combat steps next turn. Wonder if that will be enough for her to drag us across the finish line. Need to download more RAM for Arena. Yeah, basically. The system I have is probably overkill for streaming Runeterra. Any mid-tier, like, mid-tier graphics card from the last couple of years will stream Runeterra just fine.
Let the bloodshed begin. Safety will cost you. To the full.
We're dead here at this point.
Fly away while you can.
I can, like, force a couple of chump blocks here, but then, like, my leftover board's not very good. Yeah, Runeterra runs better on my phone than Arena runs on my gaming PC, so...
Blood for Noxus.
One good turn, eh, friendo?
Alright, if we can develop a little bit of a board here...
Boy, here I go.
They cannot strike what they cannot see.
Whose foe will mark my passage?
Do not fear the shrouded path.
You don't need Runeterra decks on your website. I'm only seeing one video. So those video pages on my website, Aceroth, are playlists. If you click the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a giant list of every deck I've ever played. And just like all of my Magic videos, there are deck lists / deck codes linked in the video description. Pretty much all of the YouTube videos on my website are playlist embeds. They have a list of things. Yeah, opponent should definitely sequence this.
See through all.
So these attack first.
Wanna see a trick?
Or not.
An auspicious season. Eyes open.
Defend the Empire! For the Empire!
That's his quick attack. I could chump block here. And then they don't get a chum in the waters, which is probably ideal. Could also go to 1. It's probably not good though.
Empire!
All of our choices kind of suck here. to bank some spell mana here. Not that that's super helpful.
Check out these moves.
Yeah, I think we're dead.
Never.
I mean, even without Cannon Shark, we basically just can't beat the board. Woo!
Snow and stars.
We're dead even without that. So, this deck was okay. My big takeaway from playing this was Katarina was more impressive than I have had her be in the past. This card's felt pretty mediocre in other builds that we've played her in, and there were a number of games in this set where she either stole them or got really close to stealing them all on her own. The rest of the deck, I could kind of take or leave. I kind of felt like we were probably a worse build of just the kind of normal Kinko elusives offhand, playing things like Yasari at our top end as opposed to the Kinko 4-drop, the Kinko Wayfinder. So, yeah. I think that's about what I got. All right, we're going to do a second Runeterra deck today. What are we going to do next? Oh, we're going to do one of my favorites, Luck Shen Midrange. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get everything set up and get flipped over to the next one. When we get back, we're going to play some Luck Shen. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.